Madballs, gross for one, gross for all. We play with a madball, they're gross, funny, yucky, sick. There's 8, so you can take your pick. We throw, catch, it's uh-oh fun. There's so much gross in every one. Freaky fun is what they're for. There's so much ugly, so much more. Gross for one, gross for all. We play with a madball. We play with a madball. We play with a madball. Madball!
Freaky fun for everyone, sold separately from Amtoy.
Hey everyone, Nat Daddy here, and this is the Star Retrospective. This is the second thing that we're going to be looking at from Star. We're going to look at Madballs. Madballs, I used to love this as a kid. I really wanted one, and never got one, so when the comic came out, I was very excited for it, because that I was able to get. So it says, number 1 in a 3-issue limited series. There was more than 3 issues. I guess it did well, so they continued it. And of course, you can see here, this is the issue where they create the 8 original Madballs, where some balls fell out of a truck while being delivered and bounced into the ruined yard. Ruin is Research Unlimited in nucleonics, and they bounced into their, I guess their holding pool of bad chemicals, as they call it here. So, and that turned those regular balls into the Madballs. So, lots of fun adventures here. Basically, the Madballs is just silly adventures with tons of puns and plays on words and just bad, cheesy jokes. So, yeah, lots of fun here. You got the baseball one, Screaming Mimi. Then you got the Hornhead. He's the guy that looks like the demon bull there. The Skullface guy's named Skullface. This guy here with the eye and the stitches on his head is Arg. The guy at the bottom like a mummy is Dustbrain. You got Slobulus as the gross guy there. Oculus is the eyeball, and Crackhead is the brainy guy. So they meet a bunch of kids, and then they become friends. So it's almost like, almost has a similar to like our Harvey Comics, kind of Richie Rich type of art. But lots of fun art there. So Madballs doing gross Madball things. Lots of adventures there. I enjoy these. Each of these comics has 2 stories in it. Half the issue each, so lots of fun. And that's the first issue there. The second issue here is you meet one of the other new villains here. The last time was Dr. Frankenbeans. And now this time they meet a new one called Mystic the Mystic. So she kind of works with them there, and she has magical, she's like a fortune teller in that. So of course the Madballs are scaring everybody in that, but the kids all like them in that, and they don't really mean any harm or anything. They are just, goofballs. So they meet the Mystic, and of course they have adventures with them. So very much like the Smurfs was in the 80s and that, where the Smurfs were always on the run, trying to hide and not get caught by Gargamel. It's very much the same here with this Dr. Frankenbeans character and the Madballs. So this one, you got Madballs going fishing, and they come across some pirates there. So Peg Leg Peg. All right, lots of fun there too. That's issue 3. Originally, this was supposed to be the end of the series, but like I said, they kept going after this. So in this one here, the Doctor creates these giant big, they're called the Bad Balls. They're kind of like the evil versions of Madballs, and he makes them to, again, try and take out the regular Madballs. So it does not work, obviously. At the time, this was kind of part of the big thing that was starting up in the 80s with slime and gross out humor and stuff. So you had like the Madballs, and you had the Garbage Pail Kids. So. And actually quite a few years ago, I think it was probably in 2022, 2023, they had a crossover from Dynamite versus Madballs versus the Garbage Pail Kids. So, and then from Star Comics here, they had the beginning of the regular run, so 4 through 9. of the MADBALLs here. So then they have even more grosser MADBALLs, and that's where he makes the second batch of MADBALLs, which is they made another 8 MADBALLs here. You got one here that looks like Medusa called Snakebait. They got this guy's like a biker's Bruise Brother. Got this pig one named Swine Sucker. Fist Face is the eyeball in the hand. Freaky Fullback is that kind of zombie football player. You got Lock Lips is this guy here with his lips all locked up and he's constantly mumbling. Splitting Headache is the guy that looks like Two-Face. And then you got Wolf Breath is the guy with the werewolf. So, like I said, Dr. Frankenbeans creates them, convinces them to go take out the other MADBALLs, tricks them in that, before realizing that they're actually all MADBALLs and they should help each other out. So, of course, then they go after the doctor. Then a second story about some of the MADBALLs having to meet a new villain called Anchorman. So, a lot of silliness there too. All right. This comic series, much like a lot of comics and cartoons back then, were basically commercials for stuff. Yeah, and this was it too. It's like, so they introduced the different MADBALLs there. They end up introducing other ones later on too, like Super MADBALLs and MADBALL bodies and that even too. So this one here, this is where they make a kind of like a Smurfette version of the MADBALLs. And MADBALL. And again, she was created to kind of trick and capture and get rid of the MADBALLs, but again, it doesn't work out that way. So I've never seen these collected or printed anywhere, probably because there's some kind of licensing property in that to have to deal with. But they said this here is where they make the MADBALL bodies, so that's kind of neat there too. So single issue adventure fun. And like I said, he tricks them into creating MADBALL bodies for these creatures. So the mad bodies. And some vehicles as well too. They pushed it as much as they could with this MADBALL stuff. Now I got the MADBALL babies. Same thing too, where several of the MADBALLs get thrown into the Fountain of Youth, and then they become babies. I don't think they actually had versions of those as toys, but I could be wrong. Another one here where they kind of have like a MADBALLs against all their common enemies, ganging up on them. It's kind of like a Sinister Six of the MADBALLs. You could tell by the last couple issues here that they started to lose steam in that. So they have this issue, and then they have one more down here, which is the last issue, issue 10, where the MADBALLs have to get shrunken down to microscopic size to go inside the body of Dr. Frankenbeans and trying to cure him. He has some kind of special virus in there that they need to get rid of. So much like the movie Inner Circle, or Inner Space, I should say, that's what happens here. So lots of neat fun there. And again, just craziness. A lot of the stuff is kind of tropes that you would see in lots of 80s cartoons and comics, but again, with that MADBALL theme about it. So, all right, that is MADBALLs from Star Comics. There was 10 issues of those. Like I said, maybe you can find some of them. I know you always see issues 1 and 2 popping up in dollar bins and that. The other ones are probably a little bit harder to find, but maybe this will inspire you to go look for them. Otherwise, we'll see you later on for other reviews.